is Charleston's home for news and talk. Now on 96.9 HD2 WTMA, WIWF HD2 Charleston, our Cumulus Media station.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system.
An EAS participant has issued a required weekly test for the following counties or areas: Clarion County, Pennsylvania, and Venango County, Pennsylvania, beginning at 1:41 a.m. on October 14th, 2025 and ending at 1:56 a.m.
This is a coordinated monthly test of the emergency alert system by the stations in this area. If this had been an actual emergency, an official message would have followed the alert tone. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
This is a test. Cox Communications is conducting a required weekly test of the emergency alert system in your area. We are testing equipment that can quickly warn you in the event of an emergency.
On the emergency
if this had been an actual emergency,
this is a test of the North Carolina Emergency Alert System. This is only a test. Broadcasters in cooperation with local, state, and federal authorities have developed a system to provide the public with important information should the need arise. This concludes the monthly test of the North Carolina Emergency Alert System.
Civil authorities have issued a required weekly test for Bexar TX, Booster TX, El Paso TX, Harris TX, Hidalgo TX, Torrent TX, Travis TX, Valverde TX, and Webb TX, beginning at 2 o'clock a.m. and ending at 3 o'clock a.m. This is a test of the emergency alert system. If this had been an actual emergency, you would have been given additional instructions. This is a test. No action required.
An EAS participant has issued a required weekly test for the following counties or areas: Ashland County, Crawford County, Knox County, Marion County, Morrow County, Richland County, Ohio, and Wyandotte County, Ohio, beginning at 2:07 a.m. on October 14th, 2025 and ending at 2:22 a.m.
This is a test of the broadcast stations of your area. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. If this had been an actual emergency, official messages would have followed the alert tone. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
This is a test of the emergency alert system.
This is a required weekly test of the emergency alert system for WKGC 90.7 FM and HD, your local public radio station, a broadcast service of Gulf Coast State College in Panama City, Florida. This is only a test.
National Weather Service in El Paso has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for West Central Hudspeth County in western Texas, southeastern El Paso County in western Texas, until 12:45 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. At 12:16 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 6 miles southeast of Colonial, moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. Hazard, quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, damage to vehicles is expected. Locations impacted include Tornillo and Alcala. For your protection, move to an interior room. Issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Santa Barbara counties and southwestern California until 1:45 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 12:38 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending 12 miles northwest of Vandenberg Space Force Base to 15 miles west of Point Conception, moving east at 15 miles an hour. Hazard, 60 miles an hour wind gusts. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Santa Maria, Limbo, Vandenberg Space Force Base, Orchid, Guadalupe, Vandenberg Village, and H.O. The main alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the basement with small central room and a security structure. For your protection, has issued a counties in southwestern flash flood warning for South Central San Luis counties in southwestern California, northwestern Santa Barbara counties in southwestern California until 5 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 1:01 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the Warren area. The expected rainfall rate is 0.2 to 0.4 inches in 15 minutes. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the Warren area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard, flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Rock slides and mudslides. Source, radar. Impact, flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Santa Maria, Limbo, Nomo, Vandenberg Space, Base, Orchid, Los Alamos, Guadalupe, Piscua, Vandenberg Village, and Lake Hills. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. And especially cautious at night when it is harder to recognize the dangers of flooding. Stay away or be swept away. Riverbanks and culverts can become unstable and unsafe. Severe thunderstorm warning for Central Santa Barbara counties in southwestern California until 4:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 3:04 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Salvin to near Highway 1 Ohio runs through Gabriela State Park, moving northeast at 10 miles an hour. Hazard, 60 miles an hour wind gusts. Source, radar indicated.
The New Hampshire State Police has activated the New Hampshire Emergency Alert System in order to conduct a practice demo.
This is a weekly test of the
This
Emergency
concludes
Alert
this test
System.
of the New Hampshire Emergency Alert System.
Expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Santa Ynez, Salvin, El Capitan Safety, Refugio Safety, Highway 1 Ohio 1 through Gabriela State Park, Isla Vista, Goleta, Highway 154 over San Marcos Pass, Lake Tacoma, and Santa Barbara Airport. The main alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the basement or small central room and a sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Until 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Southwestern and south central Santa Barbara counties in southwestern California. This includes the Lake Burton Scar. Until 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 3:19 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated a band of heavy rain showers across areas west of the Lake Burton Scar south of the area. This activity will develop eastward across the flash flood warning area through the pre-dawn hours. The expected rainfall rate is 0.75 to 1.5 inches in 1 hour. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard: flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source: radar. Impact: flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Fenton, Southern, El Capitan Safety, Reese's US Safety, Highway 1 Ohio, 1 State Park, Los Alamos, Isla Vista, Goleta, Houston, Lake Tacoma, Figueroa Mountain, Highway 154 over San Marcos Pass and Santa Barbara Airport, as well as the Lake Burton Scar. Turn around. Don't drown like encountering flooded roads.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system.
This is a coordinated monthly test of the emergency alert system. Broadcasters in our area are testing the equipment that can quickly warn you in the event of emergencies. If this had been an actual emergency such as flooding, high winds, or a chemical spill, official messages would have followed this tone. This station serves the Sacramento Valley and Sierra Nevada foothill counties. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
The alert system in order to conduct a practice demo. This concludes this test of the New Hampshire Emergency Alert System.
The National Weather Service in Oxnard has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for western San Luis Obispo County in southwestern California until 12:45 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 11:11 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 11 miles east of Cambria to 10 miles southwest of Morro Bay, moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. Hazard: 60 miles an hour wind gusts. Source: radar indicated. Impact: expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include San Luis Obispo, Paso Robles, Morro Bay, Pismo Beach, Atascadero, Arroyo Grande, Yomo, Grover Beach, Oceano, Santa Margarita, Avila Beach, Diablo Canyon, Cancos, Baywood Los Osos, Templeton, Highway 1 Ohio 1 over Cuesta Grade, Shell Beach, and Lake Lopez. Remain alert for a possible tornado. The National Weather Service in Oxnard has issued a tornado warning for west central San Luis Obispo County in southwestern California until 11:45 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 11:15 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Morro Bay, moving northeast at 20 miles an hour. Hazard: tornado. Source: radar indicated rotation. Impact: expect damage to mobile homes, roofs, and vehicles. This dangerous storm will be near Morro Bay around 11:20 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Other locations impacted by this tornadic thunderstorm include Cayucos and Baywood Los Osos. Take cover now. The service in Oxnard has issued a tornado warning for south central San Luis Obispo County in southwestern California until 12:15 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 11:21 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms capable of producing a tornado were located along a line extending from 8 miles southwest of Morro Bay to 23 miles southwest of Pismo Beach, moving northeast at 20 miles an hour. Hazard: tornado. Source: radar indicated rotation. Impact: expect damage to mobile homes, roofs, and vehicles. Locations impacted include San Luis Obispo, Pismo Beach, Arroyo Grande, Yomo, Grover Beach, Guadalupe, Oceano, Avila Beach, Diablo Canyon, Shell Beach, and Baywood Los Osos. Take cover now. A severe thunderstorm watch for the following counties in California, Los Angeles, and Ventura, and in the waters from Point Mugu to San Mateo Point. California, including Santa Catalina and Santa Barbara Islands. The Weather Service has issued severe thunderstorm watch number 622, effective until 6 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time Tuesday. This watch includes
test of all broadcast stations in Kansas and the Kansas City metropolitan area. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is now being tested. If this had been an actual emergency, such as severe weather watches or warnings, or other local area emergencies, official messages and information would have followed the alert tones. This station serves the state of Kansas and or the Kansas City area. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
Flood warning for western central San Luis Obispo County in southwestern California until 3 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 11:54 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard, flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source, radar. Impact, flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Debris flows possible in and around recent burn scars. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Western Gifford Fire Burn Scar, San Luis Obispo, Paso Robles, Morro Bay, Pismo Beach, Atascadero, Arroyo Grande, Grover Beach, Guadalupe, Lake Lopez, Highway 1 Ohio 1 over Cuesta Grade, Santa Margarita, Shell Beach, Oceano, Avila Beach, Baywood Los Osos, Templeton, Diablo Canyon, and Highway 166 between Twitchell Dam and the Cuyama Valley. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles.
The following counties or
This is the Arizona Department of Public Safety. Chandler PD is looking for white female Cherie Belton, last seen driving a white 2022 Hyundai Elantra with Arizona license plate 8FA0HF. Cherie is described as 5 feet 3 inches tall with blonde hair and brown eyes, wearing a patterned blouse. If you have contact with this safe alert, please call 911. Monitor TV and radio.
Wilmington, New Jersey. What? For the coastal flood warning, up to 1/2 foot of inundation above ground level in low-lying areas near shorelines and tidal waterways. For the coastal flood advisory, up to 1 foot of inundation above ground level expected in low-lying areas near shorelines and tidal waterways. Where? Ocean, coastal ocean, and southeastern Burlington. When? For the coastal flood warning, until 8 a.m. this morning. Advisory, from 8 a.m. this morning to 8 p.m. this evening. Impacts. At this level, flooding begins on the most vulnerable roads in coastal and bayside communities, and along inland tidal waterways. Some partial or full road closures are possible. Additional details. Most significant flooding will be within back bays and bayside communities. A coastal flood warning means that moderate or major tidal flooding is occurring or imminent. Be prepared for rising water levels and take appropriate action to protect life and property. Follow the recommendations of local emergency management officials. To the flash flood warning for South Central San Luis Obispo County in southwestern California, northwestern Santa Barbara County in southwestern California, until 5 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 1:01 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. The expected rainfall rate is 0.2 to 0.4 inches in 15 minutes. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard, flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Rock slides and mudslides. Source, radar. Impact, flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Santa Maria, Lubbock, Elmo, Vandenberg Space Force Base, Orchid, Los Alamos, Guadalupe, Sisquoc, Vandenberg Village, and Mission Hills. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. From Point Muggers to San Mateo Point, California, including Santa Catalina and Santa Barbara Islands. The National Weather Service in Oxnard has issued a special marine warning for East Santa Barbara Channel from Point Conception to Point Muggers, California, including Santa Cruz Island, inner waters from Point Muggers to San Mateo Point. California, including Santa Catalina and Anacapa Islands, outer waters from Santa Cruz Island to San Clemente Island to 60 nautical miles offshore, including San Nicolas and Santa Barbara Islands, waters from Point South to Santa Cruz Island, California, and westward 60 nautical miles, including San Miguel and Santa Rosa Islands, until 5:45 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 4:19 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms capable of producing waterspouts were located along a line extending from near Galita Point to near West Point Santa Cruz Island, moving northeast at 20 knots. Hazard, waterspouts and wind gusts to nearly 50 knots. Source, radar. Impact, waterspouts can easily overturn boats and create locally hazardous seas. Small craft could be damaged in briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include West Point Santa Cruz Island, Galita Point, and Rincon Point.
Regularly scheduled monthly test. This is a regularly scheduled monthly test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
San Mateo Point, California, including Santa Catalina and Santa Barbara Islands. The National Weather Service in Oxnard has issued a special marine warning for inner waters from Point Mugu to San Mateo Point. California, including Santa Catalina and Anacapa Islands, outer waters from Santa Cruz Island to San Clemente Island to 60 nautical miles offshore, including San Nicolas and Santa Barbara Islands, waters from Point South to Santa Cruz Island, California, and westward 60 nautical miles, including San Miguel and Santa Rosa Islands, until 6:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 5 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms capable of producing waterspouts were located along a line extending from 8 nautical miles east of West Point Santa Cruz Island to 26 nautical miles northwest of San Nicolas Island, moving northeast at 15 knots. Hazard, waterspouts and wind gusts to nearly 50 knots. Source, radar. Impact, waterspouts can easily overturn boats and create locally hazardous seas. Small craft could be damaged in briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include San Nicolas Island.
Weekly test of the emergency alert system originating from the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency, Harrisburg. This is only a test.
Television companies serving Mariposa, Merced, Madera, Fresno, Kings, and Tulare counties. Equipment that can warn you of a life-threatening emergency is being tested. If this had been an actual emergency, such as severe weather, a 911 system failure, or other life-threatening condition, an official message would have followed the alert tone. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
In Santa Barbara Islands, the National Weather Service in Oxnard has issued a special marine warning for East Santa Barbara Channel from Point Conception to Point Mugu, California, including Santa Cruz Island, inner waters from Point Mugu to San Mateo Point. California, including Santa Catalina and Anacapa Islands, outer waters from Santa Cruz Island to San Clemente Island to 60 nautical miles offshore, including San Nicolas and Santa Barbara Islands, until 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 5:36 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing waterspouts was located 10 nautical miles south of Rincon Point, or 32 nautical miles northeast of Santa Rosa Island, moving east at 20 knots. Hazard, waterspouts and wind gusts to nearly 50 knots. Source, radar. Impact, waterspouts can easily overturn boats and create locally hazardous seas. Small craft could be damaged in briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include Anacapa Island and Ventura Harbor.
Civil authorities have issued a required weekly test for coffee KS, beginning at 9:22 a.m. and ending at 10:22 a.m. Coffee County Emergency Management required weekly test.
California, including Santa Catalina and Santa Barbara Islands. The National Weather Service in Oxnard has issued a special marine warning for inner waters from Point Mugu to San Mateo Point. California, including Santa Catalina and Anacapa Islands, outer waters from Santa Cruz Island to San Clemente Island to 60 nautical miles offshore, including San Nicolas and Santa Barbara Islands, until 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 6:35 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, strong thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Anacapa Island to 21 nautical miles northwest of Santa Barbara Island, moving northeast at 20 knots. Hazard, wind gusts to nearly 50 knots. Source, radar. Impact, small craft could be damaged and briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Strong thunderstorms will remain over mainly open waters. Move to safe harbor until hazardous weather passes.
County Sheriff's Office. This is only a test.
Pause system. Pause system. If this was an actual emergency, further instructions would be listed.
Ferry. When? From Wednesday evening to Saturday. What? To Saturday morning. What? Minor flooding is forecast. Where? Little TD River at Gallivan's Ferry. When? From Wednesday evening to Saturday morning. Impacts at 9.0 feet. Floodwaters will begin to affect residential yards in the Fork Ridge community upstream of Gallivan's Ferry near the town of Nichols. Swampland flooding becomes noticeable and natural boat landings will be flooded.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Additional details. At 10 a.m. Tuesday, the stage was 8.0 feet. Forecast. The river is expected to rise above flood stage tomorrow evening to a crest of 9.2 feet Thursday morning. It will then fall below flood stage early Friday afternoon. Flood stage is 9.0 feet. Weather.gov/safety.
Pause system. If this was an actual emergency, further instructions would be listed.
This is a test from the Cass County Sheriff's Office. This is only a test.
The National Weather Service in Los Angeles, Oxnard, has issued a flash flood warning for the Franklin and Palisades Burn Scars in west central Los Angeles County in southwestern California until noon Pacific Daylight Time. At 7:49 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated heavy rain over the Franklin and Palisades Burn Scars, which will become even heavier at 9 a.m. The expected rainfall rate is 1 to 1.5 inches in 1 hour. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Excessive rainfall over the burn scar will result in debris flow moving through the areas in and near the Franklin and Palisades burn scars. The debris flow can consist of rock, mud, vegetation, and other loose materials. Hazard, life-threatening debris flows in and around the Franklin and Palisades burn scars. Source, radar. Impact, mud, rock, and debris flows will impact drainages, roads, and residences in and directly below the burn area. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include eastern Malibu, Encino, Topanga State Park, Pacific Palisades, Brentwood, Topanga Canyon Road through the Santa Monica Mountains, Mandeville Canyon and Malibu Canyon and Los Virgenes Road through the Santa Monica Mountains. This is a life-threatening situation. Heavy rainfall will cause extensive and severe flash flooding of creeks, streams, and ditches in the Franklin and Palisades burn scars. Severe debris flows can also be anticipated across roads. Roads and driveways may be washed away in places. If you encounter flood waters, climb to safety. The National Weather Service in Oxnard has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for west central Los Angeles County in southwestern California until 9:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 8:03 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Thousand Oaks to near Westlake Village, moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. Hazard, 60 miles an hour wind gusts. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Thousand Oaks, Van Nuys, Encino, Chatsworth, Woodland Hills, Malibu, Ugar Hills, Santa Monica, Northridge, Venice, Bel Air, Calabasas, Interstate 4 Ohio 5 through the Sepulveda Pass, Pacific Palisades, Topanga State Park, Brentwood, Westlake Village, Canoga Park, Malibu Creek State Park, and Point Doom. Remain alert for a possible tornado.
This is a test of the emergency alert system of the inland northwest area. In the event of an actual emergency, broadcasters would be bringing you important public safety information.
Authorities have issued a required weekly test for Washoe NV, beginning at 11:47 a.m. and ending at 12:47 p.m. Test. This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. Test.
This is a test of the emergency activation system. The following is only a test. This concludes this test of the emergency activation system. If this had been an actual emergency, you would have been informed where to tune in your area for further information. KVSH serves the Valentine operational area in Cherry County, Nebraska, and Todd County, South Dakota. This concludes this test of the emergency activation system.
The National Weather Service in Oxnard has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for central Los Angeles County in southwestern California until 10:45 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 9:07 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Santa Monica to near Santa Clarita, moving northeast at 40 miles an hour. Hazard, 60 miles an hour wind gusts. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expects damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Acton, North Hollywood, downtown Los Angeles, Van Nuys, Universal City, Burbank, Beverly Hills, Santa Monica, Griffith Park, Culver City, Venice, Encino, Santa Clarita, Pasadena, Altadena, Silmar, Glendale, Studio City, and Interstate 4 Ohio 5 through the Sepulveda Pass. Remain alert for a possible tornado.
Weekly test of the emergency alert system, originating from the Missouri State Highway Patrol in Jefferson City and coordinated with the local broadcasters in your community. This is only a test.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is a coordinated monthly test of the broadcast stations in your area. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. If this had been an actual emergency, official messages would have followed the alert tone. The score serves the Northeast Illinois EAS local area. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This station is testing equipment that can quickly warn you in the event of an emergency. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
Oxnard has issued a flash flood warning for central Los Angeles County in southwestern California until 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 9:53 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated heavy rain across the warned area. The expected rainfall rate is 0.5 to 1.2 inches in 1 hour. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard, flash caused by heavy rain. Rock slides, mudslides, and possible debris flows on area burn scars. Source, radar. Impact, flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Acton, Mount Wilson, Pasadena, Burbank, Griffith Park, North Hollywood, Van Nuys, Santa Clarita, Northridge, West Covina, Glendora, San Dimas, Chatsworth, Pomona, Altadena, Louisiana, Canada, Flintridge, Glendale, Sunland, Eagle Rock, and Pacoima. Turn around, don't drown when...
Required weekly test for Richland SC, Sumter SC, and Greenville SC, beginning at 1:17 p.m. and ending at 2:17 p.m. This is a test of SLED's EAS system. This is only a test. Beginning at 2:00 p.m. and ending at 3:00 p.m. This is a test. This is only a test of the emergency alert system in Washington State issued by the Washington State Emergency Operations Center. In the event of an emergency, this system would bring you important information. The following tones will conclude this test from the Washington State Emergency Operations Center. Weekly test for Douglas MN, beginning at 1:54 p.m. and ending at 2:54 p.m. Douglas County required weekly test.
California, including Santa Catalina and Santa Barbara Islands. The National Weather Service in Oxnard has issued a special marine warning for inner waters from Huntington Beach to San Onofre San Mateo Point until 11:45 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 11:26 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, a line of severe thunderstorms capable of producing waterspouts and gusty winds was located along a line extending from near Newport Beach to 12 nautical miles south of Dana Point, moving northeast at 20 knots. Hazard, waters are greater. Source, radar. Impact, waterspouts can easily overturn boats. Small craft could be damaged and briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Severe thunderstorms will be near Dana Point around 11:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Move to safe harbor until hazardous weather passes.
The National Weather Service in San Francisco has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Monterey County in central California until 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 1:36 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located over Spreckles or near Salinas, moving south at 10 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Salinas, Spreckles, and Chihuahua. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms.
Of the emergency alert system from the Snohomish County Department of Emergency Management. Had this been an actual alert, this system would bring you important information.
An EAS participant has issued administrative message for the following counties/areas. Fairfax County, PA, at 4:51 p.m. on October 14, 2025 effective until 10:51 p.m. A shelter-in-place notice has been issued for residents within a 1-mile radius of the 9900 block of Richmond Highway in Morton due to fire department activity involving a hazmat situation. For further information and updates, please visit https://x.com/ffxfirescue.
Goodyear Police Department. This is the Arizona Department of Public Safety. Goodyear Police Department is looking for a black male, Ernest Friday, 82 years old, 5 foot 7 inches, 185 pounds with silver gray hair and brown eyes. Ernest was last seen wearing a gray t-shirt, black shorts, Crocs, and glasses, and driving a black 2018 Jeep Renegade, bearing Arizona wheelchair license plate of JFC 42. If you have contact with this safe alert, please call 911.
This is a test of the NOAA radio warning alarm device and the emergency alert system. During potentially dangerous weather situations,
specially built receivers are automatically activated to warn of the impending severe weather and/or hazards in north-central Kentucky. Tests of these receivers are normally conducted every Tuesday between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. local time, and every Wednesday between 11 a.m. and noon local time. When there is a threat of or existing severe weather in the area, the test is postponed until the next available non-severe or hazard day. This broadcast originates from the National Weather Service office in Louisville from a transmitter in Frankfort on a frequency of 162. Reception of this broadcast and the warning alarm will vary at any given location to provide the most consistent warning service possible. The warning alarm will be activated for watches and warnings affecting the following counties: in north-central Kentucky: Anderson, Franklin, Henry, Bowen, Scott, Shelby, and Woodford. This concludes the test of the NOAA Radio Warning Alarm and Emergency Alert System. We now return you to regular programming.
The National Weather Service in Hanford, California has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Kern County in central California, southwestern Tulare County in central California until 4:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At 3:59 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located near Irlemark or near Delano, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. Hazard: 60 miles per hour in gusts and penny-sized hail. Source: radar indicated. Impact: expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Hooker and Pixley. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building.
The New Hampshire State Police has activated the New Hampshire Emergency Alert System in order to conduct a required monthly test. This concludes this test of the New Hampshire Emergency Alert System.
This is a statewide required weekly test of the Emergency Alert System originating from the Maryland Emergency Management Agency. This is only a test.
The National Weather Service in El Paso has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Sierra County in south-central New Mexico, northwestern Doñana County in south-central New Mexico, until 11 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. At 10:19 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located near Rincon, moving north at 25 miles per hour. Hazard: 60 miles per hour in gusts and quarter-size hail. Source: radar indicated. Impact: hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Hatch, Rincon, portions of Jornada Experimental Range, Rinconcito, Angostura, Platchus, Rudy, and Peaceful Valley. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building.